Pokey was about 6 months old. I got her and her brother from Homeward Bound Animal Rescue in Pennsylvania. I could never, repay them all the joy that they've given me. When I knew that Pokey had the cancer, because she stopped giving kisses. And the kisses stopped and she became a little more by herself. There's signs. If you know your animals, you may not know what's wrong with them, but you know something's
wrong.
Yeah.
All right, so let me tell you about Pokey because I just absolutely adore this dog. She's amazing. She's only 9 years old. She is that beautiful white pitty, and she's just really become one of my favorite patients. You can tell she just has that warm disposition. She's so soulful, and she's such a happy, sweet dog. She was originally diagnosed with lymphoma in February of 2017. So we're coming up on, just next month will be a year. And she went through a chemotherapy pretty uneventfully. She got a standard CHOP multi-agent chemotherapy protocol, did pretty well, not a lot of side effects, which is great, like most dogs. We also added this new monoclonal antibody, which had some mixed results, but it's an immunotherapy, which has been really helpful in people in treating non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, but we've seen some pretty mixed results in dogs. But at the time, we were still more hopeful with the results, and that's why we included it in her protocol. She finished chemo in the summer in July and then relapsed about 4 months later, which is pretty standard, but I'll be honest, we were all disappointed. We were hoping that her first remission would be longer. So she's restarted chemotherapy and is doing great, back in remission. We're actually going to check that blood test. So this is a lymphoma blood test. There's only one lab in the United States that's running it, but it looks at some molecular protein markers which have been associated with whether or not they're in remission at a microscopic level, because feeling their lymph nodes under their jaws, by their shoulders, and behind the knee is not a very sensitive way to make sure they're in remission.
Who's waiting for chemo? You are! We're drawing up your chemo right now, okay?
She's in her second cycle of chemo since restarting, back in remission, doing great, and again, just one of my favorite patients, and we're hopeful that her second remission will be longer than her first. Unfortunately, most of the time the second remission is shorter by half, but again, I have seen some dogs break the rules and that are exceptions, so we're hopeful that she is as well, and we're going to double down and do everything we can to have her be in remission for as long as possible.
How are you handling everything?
Well, it's a 2-hour drive here.
I know.
2-hour drive, huh? But you know what? I don't care.
You're the
I don't
best.
care. It's you do what you have to do. If I had to walk 2 hours, I would walk 2 hours. There, that. I gave her a new nausea medicine. Appetite's great. She actually goes nosing around his little cage. She'll go in his cage, she'll nose around and look to see if he left any food behind. You have been a miracle in Pokey's life. Yeah, I've told you before, without you, Pokey wouldn't be here anymore.